consciousness is not coming out of the brain. And unfortunately, if we learn all the text, all the scientific text, and everything we know, most cutting-edge research on cognition right now, all we end up is with the brain. The brain is very limited. It's just a piece of meat. It's just physical. The mind, yes, you use the brain, but the mind is not the brain. So with Qin and Sang, we're going to learn very specific things about the biology of consciousness. And the biology of consciousness basically requires much more than the brain in order to carry every single aspect of cognition. We learn from our basically conventional educational system that we have only one intelligence, which is rational thinking. And mostly everything else doesn't count, especially what is not really rational, like emotions, for example. So emotional intelligence, basically, we're talking about maturity. And maturity is nothing about being rational. It's not about knowledge. It's not about accumulating and remembering things. Maturity is something we develop through living and through being able to connect with people. It's also called social intelligence. Social intelligence is about being able to communicate in a way that people feel heard, and being able to manage communication in a way that's beyond rational thinking. Emotion means intimacy, means being able to connect at a way that's more from the heart rather than rational thinking. So it's a completely different way of a completely different intelligence itself. So we have already two intelligences here. We have rational thinking and we have emotional intelligences. And it's very important to be able to differentiate them, because most of people are in direct conflicts between their rational thinking, the way they think, and the way they feel. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, we feel a certain way and we think another way, and that's okay. We have to create more space, more mental space, so we are allowed to think everything we want to think about, and we have to be allowed to feel the way we do, because those are very important. And eventually, instead of being in conflict, they're going to help each other, because thinking needs the maturity of feelings in order to have a sense of responsibility. Sense of responsibility doesn't come about logic, because logic and rational thinking make you think about profit first, calculation. Emotions is beyond that. Emotion is about, is it responsible? Is it good for you? Is it good for everyone else? Does it benefit? Is there anything negative in there that you would regret in the future? So responsibility, that's maturity. And all this is completely different way of thinking than rational thinking. So two very important intelligences right there. But we have not only two intelligences, we have 5 of them. That's enormous. To count up to 5 is very difficult to juggle with all that. But you know what? We all know. You all know. You're going to see that once I tell you what they are. You say, oh, of course, I knew that. And of course you do. You have an instinct. What is instinct? It's a tremendous intelligence. It's everything that has been passed down to you, all the lessons acquired by whoever was living before you. All you know by instinct is so deeply integrated in your body that you don't need to remember. You just do it. You know how to run, you know how to walk, you know how to have sex. Given the right opportunity, it will happen. You know, this is all instinct. By instincts, you'll be able to run faster than if you had learned, you know, any kind of sport or any kind of, trained event. If you get like a very a bad dog running after you, you know how to run fast. Even climb trees, even if you never learn to. All this by instinct. So instinct is about patterns of habits, and that we have an intelligence just for that. An intelligence has a very long-term memory. Memories of things that exist even before you were born. So instincts requires a very big mental space. And for that we need to liberate our mind to be able to create that space so we can use and choose whatever comes out of the memory, because not all is good. We're dealing with a lot of ancestral issues, pattern of habits where we wish we didn't have. We just inherited. And that's a big part of the healing process, is to be able to free ourselves from the weight of this, of this inheritance we're carrying in our system. So that's another intelligence that we have to deal with that's extremely important. Instinctual intelligence, and intelligence from the past. So we have this intelligence from the past, we have intelligent rational thinking, and we have emotional intelligence. That's three. But all this, we need another intelligence to choose what we want to do. It's called attraction, your love, what it is that made a purpose for you to be alive. Basically, when we're born, we have a life purpose. And that purpose you get in touch with when you do things you like, that you're attracted to, that you really love. And you love so much that no one else loves it as much. That means it's for you. That's your heart. That's the intelligence of your heart. That's your spirit. Your guiding spirit in life. The intelligence in charge of choosing what your life is about. If you choose something in your life because by calculation, because rational thinking is going to tell you, oh, you're going to make more profit doing this, you should, basically it's going to give you all kind of excuses. That's a big reason, that's becoming a big pathological factor. A lot of people get so sick because they're not able to do things in life they really enjoy. So that's the intelligence of the heart. That's what opens your heart to follow your spirit. And your spirit brings you basically to your life purpose. And it's a very important intelligence. And that's where actually all the healing is coming from, is to be able to get ourselves on track to fulfill our life purpose. So 4 intelligences really. So we have rational thinking, and we have emotional intelligence, we have the intelligence of the past, which is our instinct, and the intelligence of your future, which is your spirit that gives you, drives you toward your life purpose. Now we have another intelligence that's extremely important. It's the earthy intelligence right here, right now. We're not in the past, we're not in the future, but we're using only the very best of the past, and we're stepping into our future. It is the present. It's the intelligence that makes you eat every day, that makes you be functional, that makes you do the necessary things every day, every hour, taking the right decision at the right time, being at the right place, doing the right thing with the right people. That's earth, being earthy, being present, to be able to have a presence and to be able to accomplish things, to be functional. So that's a very particular intelligence that's not only rational, but you use common sense. Yes, you use rational thinking for that, that's one side, but yes, to respect the way you feel. So everything meets at the center right here, right now in your body, which is earth intelligence. From that perspective, Earth intelligence never has questions, only answers. It's called physical intelligence. Your body knows everything. Every single cell in our body contains DNA, which is the whole history of the evolution of life.